A grown and sexy vibe is what I'm all about. And I thank you so much for joining me inside of the most comfortable and special place to be in, ladies. Tonight is a special night. It's always a special night when we have company drop by. But this brother right here, more than the brother, more than a friend, he's like family. When for when I thought back for a little while, I realized that me and this brother, we go back probably to right after he, won American Idol. I'm talking about a man who's been in the game for well over 20 years. I'm talking about a brother who is a dynamic singer, as we all grown to know. He's a wonderful songwriter. He's an actor. He's a he's a professor, and now he is a dad. On top of that, and a wonderful husband. It's a pleasure to be welcoming back my very good brother, Ruben Studdard. They call him the Teddy Bear.
Hey now, hey now, hey now.
How you like that Teddy Bear title, man?
That's an introduction. I mean, the only person that ever called me Velvet Teddy Bear better was Gladys Knight. So I appreciate that, brother.
I know that's right, brother. I know that's right, man. Ruben, I was really thinking, man, earlier today, and I was like, wow, Ruben and I, we go back. I
Yeah, man.
remember. I
21
remember interesting moments, interesting situations, fun
21
times.
21 years, brother. We've been rocking and rolling, and it's been nothing but a blessing and a pleasure to know you.
The feeling is mutual,
Yeah, for real.
man.
It's
And
it's very rare that you find people that number one have the sustainability in this industry that the last 21 years, but to somebody that I've been around that I can call friend,
yes, sir.
it's even more rare. So I appreciate you, brother.
He is Mr. Alabama. For years he's been telling me, come to Alabama, come to Alabama. Never had a chance to go to Alabama. I'm coming to Alabama. Our family's in Alabama, Tuscaloosa, Alabama, WTUG. And I can't wait to visit, man, because I know there's so much history in Alabama.
Absolutely, and Tuscaloosa is a wonderful city. It's the neighboring city to Birmingham,
Hmm.
where the absolute best college football team is in the United States of America. And not only that, there's some amazing musicians, and I have a lot of friends of mine that are not just from Tuscaloosa, but also went to college at Alabama and at Stillman College, and so we love T Town.
T, that's the nickname, T-Town, huh?
Yeah,
See, I need to know these little things, so I appreciate you telling me these nuances. Look, you got a brand new album, man.
yeah, man.
Congratulations. It's The Way I Remember It.
The way I remember it, brother.
And you're a Virgo like I am.
Yes,
I
sir.
don't know how sharp your memory is, but how accurate are you in remembering things?
You know what? I have to be honest. I thank God for songwriters because the way that I remember it is sometimes had a bit of fluff on it. But you know, the beauty of having people that can articulate things on your behalf is wonderful. Especially when you hear songs that kind of connect with your actual life story. So I'm just really thankful that over the breadth of my career, God has blessed me with the opportunity to work with so many great songwriters.
So on this brand new CD album, I don't know if we're calling the CDs anymore. I don't know because I hear vinyl is coming back. But on
Right.
your latest project, how much of the contribution of writing have you put to it, or have you used outside writers?
I mean, to be perfectly honest, this project came out of nowhere. Like I wasn't
No
even
way.
expecting to do an album. Like my mind wasn't even on that. As you know, I've been for the past 5 or 6 years
Mhm.
touring with the Ruben Sings Luther tour, and we also Clay and I just finished our 20th anniversary tour for
Wow.
our appearance on American Idol, and that went on for a whole year. So my mind, honestly, 2 years ago was not on making any new music. I was perfectly happy with singing the classic songs that Luther Vandross laid out for us to sing, right?
Yeah.
I got an opportunity to be a part of a movie soundtrack, and I met a brother from New Jersey named Balewa Muhammad.
Hmm.
And the song that he wrote for the movie, I was like, man, that's grooving, man. Like he said, you have no idea I've been waiting to meet you. I just need somebody to sing my records.
I know that's right.
And man, he started playing records, man. And I was like, well, this could be a project. And we really just became friends before we even like thought about putting a project together. We just made songs and had no knowledge of where they would land. And all of a sudden, man, everything just happened the way it was supposed to. So I'm really thankful for that brother Balewa. And we have some, honestly, like he brought in some usual suspects like Eric Dawkins and
Wow.
people that had worked on a lot of my previous projects to kind of fill in the gaps. And it just turned out great.
Hey, things are supposed to happen when they're supposed to happen. But I'm glad that brother came into your life when he did, because despite of you loving, the body of work that Luther did, we got to know Ruben Studdard.
Well, thank you.
And we wanted some more of that. And then obviously, because of a lot of things, you took a little different direction. But you're back now, baby.
Yeah,
so
man.
The way I remember it is the brand new album from Ruben Studdard.
Yes, sir.
Should we go into Masterpiece, or should we go? This is going to be your night, brother. So you tell me which way. Do I play something classic from you that people remember?
You know what? I want you to play whatever you want, but Masterpiece is a groove, so you can play that if you want to.
All right. You know what? We're going to drop the new one, Masterpiece. Okay. All right. This is the first single off of the brand new project. Ruben Studdard is in the company. The teddy bear. Well, I'm not going to call a grown man a teddy bear, but he's a teddy bear in music-wise.
Yes, sir.
Welcome inside the Quiet Storm with Ruben Studdard. It's sexy tonight, ladies. And the way you make it sexy, however you like to paint the picture, is perfect. I got the music soundtrack from a brother who knows how to lay it down. And ladies, I know you can respect a man who can sing to your heart, because it's almost like food to our soul. And we get it because you embrace it so well. But we got the man who knows how to bring those love ballads to you. He's mastered it ever since he was a little boy.
Oh, man.
Ruben Studdard's with us tonight, baby.
Oh, man.
And man, I know you started in church. Come on, tell the truth.
I did, man. I sang my first solo when I was 3.
See?
At church, at Rising Star Missionary Baptist Church, to be exact. And I still sing there from time to time. Whenever my grandmama.
What song? What song?
Whenever she feels like she want to make me sing, I have to get in the choir stand, man. I can't just go to church. So.
No. Yeah, it's required, man. It's a prerequisite. You come to church, you're gonna do some singing from the soul, not because who you are, because that's what you stand on, man.
Yeah,
what song? You remember the song that you sang when you were 3 years old?
Yeah, a song called "I'm Yours, Lord."
How does that go, Rube?
I'm yours, Lord. Everything I'm not, everything I am, everything I'm not, I'm yours, Lord. Try me now and see if I can be completely yours. That was my first solo.
Wow. And you got a standing applause, I'm sure.
I mean, people are very gracious
for the little one. You got to.
Well, you're 3. You know what I mean?
No. They may be gracious, but they know a singer in the making. And when you're homegrown like that, man, I mean, how can you deviate?
Well, the thing about my church that's so, I tell people this all the time. Like, my church is full of people like me that nobody ever heard, right? And I just got an opportunity to do a concert with one of my mentors, Dr. Henry Panion, who is he's one of the conductors for the Alabama Symphony Orchestra. But we did a show with the North Carolina Symphony Orchestra, and one of the singers that I used to look up to came to the show. He moved to Charlotte some years ago. What's the man's name? Pastor Sankey. And I said, Pastor, you came to a Luther Vandross show. He said, man, if I can hear you sing, I'm coming. So
you see?
He was like, when I tell you, this man was like Luther and Daryl Coley all wrapped up into one singer. Like, and Miss Agee, Miss Cheryl Agee, Melanie Ward. Like, it was so many great singers at my church. Just the list goes on and on. And people, talk about how was it like? Did they know you were good? I was like, they didn't have time to hear me because it was enough. It was too many other good people. Like, everybody didn't just get to sing solos at my church. You had to really be able to get down.
Well, you're like, man, you've graduated and now so many people embrace you. You are a professor. That wasn't a Floridian slip, ladies and gentlemen. This brother's a professor. You have now decided to share your gifts, your
Yeah.
awareness, your knowledge,
Mhm.
your inspiration to students who have a fond appreciation for what you love from when you were a child. So, how's that experience for you these days?
It has been one of the most rewarding things I've been able to do. And, since the beginning of my career, I started the Ruben Studdard Foundation for the Advancement of Children in the Music Arts.
Mm.
And the purpose of that was to give scholarships to young people that wanted to go to college and major in music like I did. Knowing the difficulties, I went to college on a football scholarship, but a lot of my friends that were music majors like me didn't have the blessing of being on athletic scholarship to cover all their expenses for school. So I wanted to be a bridge for those young people that wanted to do that. For me, it was a full circle moment because I never thought that I would actually be back in the classroom or be in the classroom. I always, told my mama I went to school and got, and majored in music education, but I never would never having the desire to actually be in the classroom. But now, as I've been able to have so many experiences, I know that the only way for young people to do something is to see it. You have to see someone to inspire you to be something. And so for me, that was the whole point of me going to the University of Tennessee, Chattanooga, is I possibly could inspire one young person that may be on the sidelines to take that leap into the business of music. And it's not the easiest business, but it's definitely rewarding.
It definitely is not the easiest business, no matter what level of the game that you want to be in. Singing, acting, radio, doesn't matter. It's challenging.
And we were in the class, we run the gamut. Like, please believe, like I talk to them about the importance of radio, what a program director is. Like we spent a whole month series on like how radio affects the music industry and how those two things have to happily coexist in order for everybody to be able to succeed.
Even in this day and age, you feel that radio still plays a role because you got streaming, you got other ways of listening and finding new music.
I think that whichever way you look at it, I think traditional and non-traditional platforms of listening have a role in making people's career sustainable. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, until the internet is a free medium, there will always be a need for traditional forms of communication. Like, we have to pay for the internet. There isn't
right.
It's just no way around that. And some kids get it for free at school, but they pay for it with their tuition. And then,
sure.
And some kids get it for free at high school, but they pay for it with our tax dollars. So radio is free to the consumer. Let me just say that.
And you know what, brother? I am so happy. Thank God he has blessed me with opportunity and a purpose in life.
Yeah.
Ruben Studdard is with us tonight. We're going to come back and chop it up with him. Don't forget, the brand new album is out now. It's entitled The Way I Remember It.
Yes,
I want to know why you came up with that title. But we're going to go back a little bit. I'm going to go back to 2004. You remember that song, 2004?
Yes, sir.
We all remember that one, baby. He's here. Let's get into it on The Quiet Storm. The Quiet Storm, baby. I'm laying it down back to back. And because it's Ruben Studdard tonight, I don't kind of give up my seat for anybody anymore. But I'll give it up for this brother right here because he's a Virgo brother. He has a bald head like I have a bald head. He shaves his head every day like I shave my head every day. It's high maintenance, ladies. We try to keep our sexy up. And you got to keep your sexy up, Ruben Studdard, because you got Mrs. Studdard now. And you always want to make sexy for her.
Oh man, she is always on me about making sure I'm well put together. So you were right.
See what I'm saying? Look at that, man.
Mrs. Studdard is the bee's knees when it comes to I'm put together. Sometimes it gets on my nerves a little bit how much she.
Wait a minute now. Hold on now. Because now you're Virgos. I don't know what kind of Virgo. There's different levels to Virgos, ladies. And sometimes those Virgos, we get bad raps. Let's keep it real. Now, are you the meticulous? Are you the neat guy? because I started as a neat guy, and then I became a real bachelor.
I am very meticulous when it comes to work things, um, and that's where the meticulous nature of a Virgo comes out in me.
All right, me too.
As far as now, I'm very meticulous in my attire, and it has to be neat. But does everything have to be hung a certain way? And do all my shelves have to match up? No, none of that. But I am very meticulous in my approach to my profession.
And you know what? It shows in the music at the final product, and that's what I am. I am very meticulous when it comes to my profession as well. So I'm going to take that out of your book because it really is quintessential. The brand new album is out, ladies and gentlemen. The Way I Remember It. What made you come up with this title?
I honestly just really love the hook that Balewa wrote on this song, right?
Got it.
And so when the song says, "Do you remember it like I do?" The that I laid out, and that kept sticking with me. Like, do you remember the way I remember it? And so I was like, oh, that's perfect. That's a perfect title, The Way I Remember It. And we stuck with it, man. And people seem to like that. It was a working title at first.
So give me a couple of more of the working titles that we can expect on this album, because I know some you have gotten very, very close to that you can relate to, and you sing all your songs with conviction. But what
I thought Masterpiece would be that was one that everybody was going back and forth, because I have a song on an album called Masterpiece.
Mm-hmm.
And I think everybody was leaning towards Masterpiece being the title of the project, and I couldn't get off of The Way I Remember It. Like, I just couldn't get away from it. Like, it kept coming back every time they asked me what I thought the title should be. And so I think at the end of the day, the record company just like, you know what, all right, Ruben, like you said it 4 times now. I think we'll go ahead and go with that one.
And what other song on this album is a favorite of yours?
Oh man, like there are so many. Magic is one of my favorite songs, just because I love ballads. So like, if you ask me what my favorite is, I'm not the best at singing up tempo records. So if you ask me, I'm gonna always pick Magic. Is The Way I Remember It, Masterpiece. Everybody's Type is a good song.
Everybody's Type.
It's a song called "Shaking My Head" that was written by a brother named Eric Dawkins. Is a really dope song. It's a lot of good songs on here, man.
Man, when we look at music, and of course, most recently the Grammy Awards were on. We can't forget that you are a Grammy nominated singer.
Yes,
I'm going to ask you something pretty interesting, because what I found pretty interesting during the awards, I thought it was a great award show. Trevor Noah, great host. But what I found pretty interesting was when Jay-Z received his award, the Dr. Dre Global Award. But he made a very interesting statement in, recognizing his wife having won so many Grammys. And why didn't she get, like, the song of the year, or the Grammy, or the and the album of the year? So I'm wondering, from your standpoint, having been in that seat, having been in that room many times, how do you feel about that? I know you do what you do and you love what you do because you were blessed to do it, for one, and you sing it because you're passionate about the gift that God has given you. Are these Grammys, or do you think these Oscars or any awards, are they the goal that most singers should strive to get, or just do it out of passion and give the people what they want?
Well, first of all, and I'm solely speaking for myself.
Yeah.
Before I knew really what the music industry was, the inner workings, I saw the Grammys. And so you saw that, and you see all the people that you idolize winning this award. So Michael Jackson, Marvin Gaye, the list goes, Sting, any of these other like great artists that we grew up with over the years, Frank Sinatra, all these people have, the Grammy was the standard of validation in the music industry. Now, once I became a part of the Recording Academy, and I understand that this is a subjective award that is, voted on by the people that are a part of the Grammy Awards. Like this group called NARIS, which is all of the national. I forgot what that. But I'm a member of it as well. So we all vote on these songs. It is unfortunate that somebody as accomplished as Beyonce has yet to garner an Album of the Year Grammy, but
considering she's won so many.
Consider she's won so many, so they're clearly a fan of her work.
Yeah.
And she's won so many for like one album, so clearly like they're a fan of her work. So I just don't know what it is that is keeping the voting members from going ahead and voting for Beyonce. But I think that it's one of, if not, I'm sure. I think all of the people that vote for the Oscars are like actors and such. So like all the the artists are the ones that vote for the people. But I used to think that it was like these like people in secret rooms sitting around randomly picking the Grammys until I finally got my first ballot in 2004. I was like, oh, this is how it works. Like I get to vote for everybody. You know what I mean?
So do you actually have to listen to the music?
You should.
So it's not required then.
You should listen to it.
Gotcha. Yeah, so that way you can familiarize them.
I mean, so you can make, and it's just like it's just like any other thing. Like if you see somebody that's popular on a ballot, a lot of times people vote for the popular person. You know what I mean? Like,
gotcha.
But again, you have people like your breakout stars that are friends of mine, like PJ Morton, who have come up from a grassroots perspective, and have won so many Grammy Awards over the past couple of years because people are now finally understanding who he is as a singer-songwriter.
Finally, yeah, man.
But we, what most people don't know is that me, and you've interviewed all these people, me, Alvin Garrett, PJ Morton, all of us were in groups together at the exact same time, performing with one another around the Southeast. So Alvin and I were in a group called Just a Few Cats.
Yeah.
Where Alvin was the bass player and I was the singer. And then Alvin and PJ were in a group called Freestyle Nation, where Alvin was the bass player. And then we would do these big concerts here in Birmingham. We call it the Alabama Soul Fest or something. We would do and it was just our two bands like really like blowing it out. And it's just so funny like to see us now as a collective all having the opportunity to not just I'm just so proud of the people around me. Like you have no idea. Like my friend Sebastian Cole, who wrote the big hit last year for Alicia Cara. We are all literally from the same like crew of musicians, and now we're getting an opportunity in our 30s and 40s to live out our dreams. It's just been a blessing to see.
Brother, you have been a blessing to us since you stepped on the territory, but it's wonderful to hear the music. It's wonderful to hear the knowledge. It's wonderful to hear these stories because, I feel personally, if you're most passionate about something, you will get to that level of blossoming. Yeah. The question is when, and we're all impatient sometimes. So
absolutely. As a young person, I was extremely impatient. I didn't understand why God was holding me back I didn't know what that season for me was. And I know now. Because he wanted me to have the experience of college, the experience because I believe that our Father sees our future, not only but he sees what's coming, and he wanted me to be able to have tangible information for the young people that I was going to be around. So I had to go.
Yes, sir.
Alabama A&M University. I had to do the things that I did before I became Ruben Studdard.
Well, brother, I'm glad that I could share everything that you just said in my world alone, but I'm glad that, we have both been able to now crack the surface.
Yes, sir.
Far from completion,
yes,
but crack the surface to kind of do what we need to do and touch lives and help people because we know how hard it has been, in getting the ball started. And sometimes it takes a person of your status to just turn around and say, you know what, let me just talk to this kid. Let me just give them some direction. Because that's sometimes we're lacking and we don't know. We're kind of, searching through the dark and hoping that we're doing the right things, but we may not be. So bless you, man, on touching lives and growing lives. And these new young folks will sit down one day and just speak your name because you took out that moment to share some wisdom with them. So bless you, brother, with many, many, many more. And now that the album is out, Ruben Studdard's got to get on the road. I know you've been on the road. You've been doing the Luther thing. You and Clay have been doing your thing. But now,
Yeah.
Mr. Teddy Bear,
Yes, sir.
it's time for you to do the Ruben Studdard. You can call it Alabama gumbo, whatever you want to call it. Let's do it. But we got to see you in some cities.
We are, as we speak, I literally just, before I got on the phone with you, I was on the phone with my booking agent. So we're like trying to now.
Okay.
Because what happens is like, I've been everywhere over the past year. So we want to make sure that we still make an impact in the places that we go. We don't just want to just go places but we coming to the city now. That's
you're going to every city.
Yeah.
No doubt. You go, and you're definitely gonna be in T-Town, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Look, before I let you go, I'm thankful that you have discovered the gift to take you to where you are now. You were going to be a football, and you got a scholarship to football.
Yes, sir.
Now, I love singing.
Okay.
But God put me on a different path. God put you on a different path. Yeah. But we could have used you in New York. We could have used you on a few other teams too if you decided to go for football. So I'm gonna put you on the spot because I know you watch the game because you still have a passion for it. Yes,
I do.
So just a friendly conversation.
Okay.
The big game is coming up, and those of you who are watching this will see this after it. Let's see if Ruben has a good football still eye. Who do you see pulling off this football, this big game?
It's going Patrick Mahomes, man.
Definitely, right? Hands down?
Hands down. Like, the dude is, I think he on fire right now. He got all the pieces around him. Of course, he got Travis. He got all these pieces around him right now.
Yeah, he does. He does.
And he's just a doggone good quarterback. And I think the Kansas City Chiefs are the team
to take it on in.
I think they're going to take it all the way.
All right. Well, look, man, I'm going to go lean that way too.
I don't have a dog in the fight. We don't have no.
I don't.
We don't have a NFL team in Alabama. So but I just, just for me watching what I see, I think Kansas City is the team that's going to take it.
Well, you know what? I'll be watching as well. And then hopefully I'm keep my toes crossed with hopefully one day you'll be doing that halftime show.
That's what's up. I'm with it.
Ruben Studdard, man. Let's go out with Ruben, man. Continued success. Don't forget the brand new album is out right now. The Way I See It.
The Way I Remember It.
The Way I Remember It, because I can't remember, but I'm glad you remember. The Way I Remember It. Ruben Studdard is out and about and back with the strong vengeance, and the brother hasn't lost beats because he's been singing the whole time. So make sure you embrace this, download this album, share the album, gift the album, because it's a collector's item. I know this right out the gate. I love you to pieces, man. May God continue to bless you, walk with you, and uplift you in many, many ways. But thank you, as always, man, for dropping in on the Quiet Storm. We're going to get it sexy, and I'm definitely coming to Alabama. We're going to do some stogies, and we're going to sit and talk some crap.
Hey, man, we right there in Tuscaloosa. It's a real nice spot, bro.
I heard, and I'm coming. I'm coming, brother. So tell everybody I'm coming.